Hey guys, welcome into some power rankings for the OR division for season 10 of NPBA. Today, I have my good friend SpiritUnion here.
Hey,
Uh, we're gonna do some, obviously, rank the 16 teams. So OR is different from the regular divisions, as every season OR brings a different aspect to draft. This season we're doing sketchmons. Spirit, if you want to explain how the draft worked.
so basically you have a draft as normal to start with the 1 through 16 picks. And then after the Mons draft is over, we start at 16, go to 15, 14, and draft moves. So it's one move per Pokemon, a similar type of budget as the normal draft. And then each mon gets one move, and there is a draft board for the moves. So a lot of broken moves were banned, but a lot of broken moves were also allowed, like Vicious Run and Bolt Beak. What was it? The No Retreat.
Yeah.
There's some really crazy mons here.
Yeah, so we all had 110 points to draft 9 to 11 mons, and then 75 points to draft moves for each mon. Uh, Now, just a disclaimer every team that is here is broken in one way or another. Someone has to be last. If you are in last, it doesn't mean that you won't do good throughout the season. It's just these are our opinions. Slam your keyboard in the comments if you don't like them. But yeah, anything else for it?
I think that's good. Yeah.
Alright, so moving on. Uh, Up first in 16th, we have qtfox, Fridge Coat, Leader Fox. Do you want to kick this one off, or do you want me to?
Go for it.
So first of all, your speed tiers are amazing, like 135, 120, 109. There's like the big gap is 15 points, but that's still that's okay. Mons can't run beneficial natures; they still have to run speed natures. Your fairy hyper offense. Like I feel this team is gonna go like a one for one play style. Like other than Stoys and Screens Grim, this feels just hyper offense. Um,
Yeah, I do have to say I don't quite agree with some of the move choices. I just feel like there could have been some better things. Like Searching Strikes is a great move for Kartana, but I feel like something that helps it beat its checks might be a little bit better. Because I don't know if you're really getting. I guess you walled by fire, but then there's grasses and stuff. So I feel like maybe they could have been better. And then like Megalop could have used something for psychic types. Strength, strength sap Blastoise is pretty cool in my opinion. If
yeah,
you run like White Herb and Shell Smash, or if you just want to run it defensively, strength sap is great. I do love Destiny Bond Dugtrio. I think that's going to be great for trapping. And just like you could probably get, you might be able to get two. Like if you can come in on something 4x weak to ground, get an Earthquake kill, and then Destiny Bond. Like, I could be very big value there.
100%. Um, yeah, Soak Thunderous and Doodle Slacking are great move choices, cheap move choices as well. Um, your hazard game is lacking a lot though. Like your only rocket is Dog Trio, um, and even though it is sketch, there's a different viewpoint you have to eye when we're analyzing a Sketchmon draft. Hazards are still important. Uh, yeah, and Dog Trio being a frail, it's fast and frail, but that being your only hazard one and only having access to rocks can be detrimental. But we'll see. Like you may be able to make it work. You may be making changes on week 3 that we don't know about. The other thing we want to point out is Grimstar already gets Thief.
Oh yeah, yeah. Already gets Thief.
So
Interesting.
You can run Double Thief.
Yep.
Did you know that
Also,
Double Thief allows you to steal Megastones?
maybe. Don't try it. You didn't hear it from us. Anyway, this is also our lowest rated team, and it has a total of 12. Like, we both gave it a 6. And, like, 6 for, like, a team is not bad. So even though you're last, like, a 12 out of 20 is still pretty solid, I want to say.
Like, every team is good in their own retrospect. Every team is scary. It's just unfortunately someone had to go last, and we both agreed.
Mm-hmm. Feels like it has the most missed opportunity with the moves. Whereas some people got just some of the best moves ever.
That's a good way of putting it, yeah. Alright, moving on. Jscurf, or Jscurf, we're probably saying your name wrong. 12.6 out of 20. Spirit, I'll let you take this one away since you gave it a lower rating.
Yeah, I thought it was solid. There was nothing screaming at me as like the strongest thing ever. Like Milk Drink Terapagos is great. Like that's amazing. First Team Lu is super scary, and Headlong Rush Sneasler is great for the poison types. But then there's not a whole lot bringing it together in my opinion. Like Jellicent is kind of glue. Like Thwacky can maybe do something, and that's kind of about it. Like, if you want to run Quivered and Zapdos, it can't really be your pivot for the game. And, like, Trapos doesn't really get much in the way of support. So, I think this team has a lot of great setup, but just not a lot it can really do to get it set up. And, yeah, not in a lot of way. I cannot speak today. Not a lot in the way of support for this team.
Yeah. Big thing about I want to say past like from Comfey down. Other than Jellicent, it feels like you've kind of just chucked good mons in. Like Thwacky, yes, it synergizes with Sneasler, gives Tinglu recovery. To be honest, other than Thwacky, like Comfey, Jellicent, Delphox, Illumise, and Sudowoodo just kind of feel chucked in here. Like, I don't feel like you needed another special attacker in Delphox. I feel like this could have been, like, another fire type, but I guess you chose Delphox for the speed. Like, if we look at the type chart here, like, you've got a lot of weaknesses. Like, a lot of these types, you've got, like, 3 mons weak to. And this is just my personal opinion, I've never seen Terapagos pull anything off. Maybe that's just the people using it, or it's just this mon is not as good as people think it is.
I want to see it put in work.
Yeah.
I want to see it work. I'm excited for it with Milk Drink.
100%. It is your only spinner too, so you're almost kind of forced to bring it every week. Especially as you have Tinglu, like, probably the best hazard setter in the game. On your team, you're kind of forced to bring Rapid Spin to Terapagos almost every week, so you want to keep your hazards on the field. But yeah, other than that, yeah, and phasing options rarely screw over the team if you want to start to set up, because there's a lot of mons get access to Whirlwind, Roar, so you need to be careful about that.
Yeah, the setup's just kind of slow on this team with like Curse Tinglu. It takes a while before it actually starts being a threat, like doing damage wise. Same with like Zapdos and Terapagos. They're all like very bulky setup sweepers, which are kind of weak to phasing.
Yeah. Overall, I do like the synergy with this team about half, but I just think that your low tiers, other than Thwacky and Jellicent, could have been better choices. Just in my opinion. But moving on, we have my week 1 opponent. Kung Fu Panda 4. We gave this very, very similar rankings. 6.3, 6.4, 12 out of 7. 12.7 out of 20. Fun fact, this is very, very similar to my Season 8 OR team. So my Season 8 OR team consisted of Celesteela, which is basically Tornadus and Melmetal thrown together. Florges, Latios, there's no Latios on the team. Hippowdon, which is basically Mega Titar, the Sandstream Mon. Dracozolt, I had Terra Gyarados. Embor, which is Infernape but bitter. Skuntank, Weezing. It's very, very similar. I like the team, but it's very, very exploitable. And that's kind of what we see here. Sword Stance Melmetal, in my opinion, is a mistake. I think this should have been Trick Room. Especially because Trick Room only lasts, 4 turns? Isn't it?
Yeah, 5 including the turn that it gets set up.
5 including the turns it gets set up, and then you have to switch out into it, so that's, you basically get 3 turns of Trick Room, whereas if you gave Melmetal Trick Room, you have 4 turns to just nuke Mons. Fast Encore is great. Like, the rest of your moves are really good. Like how it says on the doc, there's no Rapid Spin, but this, his Celebi has a Rapid Spin, so he has a Spinner. Healing Wish on a Sturdy Mon is a great call. Because you're basically guaranteed to get it off. You can basically just give it Boots, so Sturdy's intact, and Healing Wish.
I say this is like pretty solid. I think he did most of these in Grace, right?
Yes, he did. He used
Pretty
all 6
sure, yeah.
transactions.
Yeah, he used all 6 transactions. You can kind of tell just based off of, like, it's not the highest power level just because you did those Grace transactions, or this is a Grace team. But I think you definitely made the most of it. Like, you got some really good moves, like Brave Bird Gyarados and stuff. So I think, like, everything on this team really hits, except for that Sword Stance Melmetal. Or it'll hit, but just the move-wise, not the most. And we want to move on now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Spirit!
Look, it's me.
It's you! So the way Spirit and I ranked our teams is each other ranked. So I ranked Spirit's team, Spirit ranked my team, and we just doubled the score we gave each other. Just to make it as fair as possible. Spirit, your team. You should have taken Free Strike Keldeo, mate. You really should have.
But I don't disagree. I can see it. I just saw, like, I was doing like 40% Tapu Fini with Freeze Dry and 100% with the Electro Drift. So I was like, yeah.
One thing I want to point out to our viewers is that Spirit made a transaction but didn't get updated on the doc. Is that his Hydreigon actually has Fillet Away instead of Aura Sphere, or Fillet Away.
Whatever, however you pronounce it.
Yeah. For Loser's signature move, it's basically Shell Smash, but he takes 50% of its health. Spirit, in my humble opinion, your hazard game is horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, you're only running rocks. You have Mortal Spin on Venusaur, which was a great pickup, because other than that, you have no spinner. Your defensive core between Mega Venusaur, Bronzong, and Lantern is really good. Fun fact, I've actually made a lot of people pick up Mega Venusaur this season. I know I made you pick it up. I know I made Fatty pick it up. Buddy on Crack. That's his Discord name. Don't ask why. But yeah, I think overall your team is solid. I think the wow factor, like, is Rising Voltage, Coco, and Bleak Windstorm Landorus, but you still have to land Bleak Windstorm. Unfortunately. And Yeah, you're like, you've got 3 immunities to ground, but you're also heavily ground weak.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that 1,000 arrows Excadrill.
Yeah, we'll get to that later on. But overall, I think it's good. Could have there been better better mons to pick up? Potentially, yes. I think move wise, yes. But overall, I think you've done a decent job. Well, good job, I'll say.
Thank you. It's definitely a team I'll have fun playing with, I think.
100%. And us being as unbiased as possible, next is me. Go ahead, Spirit.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Mega Glalie, great first pick. Very cool. Unfortunately, I do think it hurt the rest of the draft just going forward. Always feeling like a pick behind. You kind of got sniped on some things, if I remember correctly. You wanted a different fire type. Forgot what it was.
I was considering Entei, but Entei got picked round 4.
That's right, yeah. I feel like getting Mega Glalie unfortunately had to hurt you for the rest of the draft, but I think you made up for it with a lot of great mid tiers, and then Regieleki just really saves this draft. I love Eruption Chiyu as well. I think, yeah, the Nuclear Winter comments. You got Boom Burst, Glalie, Explosion Regieleki,
Explosion
Celesteela, Spaceship. And then Eruption Chiyu that's just going to be nuking everything. Which will be very fun to see. Celesteela with Recover is going to be amazing. Screamtail with Haze, it gives it something to stop the Encore. Like, Encore is good, but then after that, if you don't really have anything to deal with it, it could be a little tough. Hidden Power Rose Raid's crazy. That's going to be really, really cool to see. A Quagsire with the Corrosive Gas is like knockoff, but doesn't do damage. But Quagsire is not really doing damage from knockoff anyway, so basically no drawback. The Shadow Force Hawlucha, I think, is extremely heat. Looking forward to that with the Power Herb. You get the Unburden, and it's a 120 base power Ghost move that can break
90, isn't it?
Go or something. Huh?
I think Shadow Force is 90, isn't it?
No. It's 120.
Oh, is it?
Phantom Force is 90.
Ah, yeah.
This is Giratina's move.
Oh, yeah, Shadow Force. I'm thinking Phantom. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think Druddigon with Jungle Healing is going to be great because it already gets statused a lot usually. It feels like it gets burned and paralyzed a lot. So Jungle Healing with the little bit of recovery and then the status heal is going to be great. And I think Pinsir was like 2 points, which is a steal for a Moxie Sweeper at like, what, 85?
Speed.
Yeah, 85 speed. 125 attack. Like, that's going to be hidden, especially with like Trailblaze. That's gonna be that can sweep.
It doesn't get Trailblaze normally. The Pinsir love is unreal, Game Freak. What the hell?
Yeah. So overall, I think it kind of misses some top tiers just because of the Glalie start, but
100%.
like it's mid tiers and it really makes up for with the mid tiers, I think.
Yeah. The other thing I want to say is my phasing option. My pivot options are not great. That's the other thing. Because I've U-turn, Hawlucha, Volt Switch, Aleki, and then Baton Pass Screamtail. So my phasing options are I keep saying phasing. My pivot options are not great, but I just want to have fun. Once again, power rankings are for fun. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lost. Starting Nuclear Winter. I'm happy with that.
Entire world.
I'm just happy with that.
Okay.
UltraPaul at 11th. We get very similar ratings. I think your top tiers are extremely good. Giving Bulu Grassy Glide and Pult Spectral Thief, which I believe, what is it? Copies stat boosts? Or steals it?
It steals it.
It steals it, which is really good on a fast mon like Dragapult.
Yeah.
The issue with Bulu is Bulu needs 2 moves, and that's Grassy Glide and Play Rough. You gave it in my honest opinion, the better option in priority, as it is only 95 speed. Power to Scizor is funny. No, it's 95 speed.
75 speed.
Oh, yeah.
75 speed. Says it on the
75.
dock.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm dumb.
Is it?
75 speed.
No, even better.
Power Sizzle is funny, and I respect it. That's funny. U-turn
Yeah.
Toxic Picks is toxic. Heal Order Mudsdale, yeah. A lot of these it's very, very good move picks. Spirit, you want to explain the Take Heart Vault?
I mean, I understand it in that like there wasn't a whole lot left, or you had a bunch of points left over. But like Take Heart just doesn't. Vikavolt not the best Pokemon for Take Heart, and Take Heart's not the best move for Vikavolt. But I mean, it's not bad. It's still Take Heart. Like Take Heart's amazing, no matter like regardless. So it's not a bad pick. It's just one of the best moves on a Vikavolt is interesting to me. I wouldn't change it if I had it, but
yeah. The other thing that like screams to me is your speed gap between Mega Gallade and Dragapult. And Mega Gallade and Mandibuzz, because you're not bringing Vigoroth every week.
Yeah, that's probably a bigger speed gap.
Yeah, it's a bigger speed gap because Vigoroth, sure, I think with Terra it could definitely come every week. I'm not saying it won't come, but like having a 30 speed gap probably in the most important part in speed where you don't want a speed gap, you have it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gotta be one of the biggest flaws. Also, no flying resist.
Yeah.
And 2 weaknesses is
very ice weak as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, we like this team. It's just that it has some flaws that are very exploitable.
Yeah, it looks very fun though. Spectral Thief, Dragapult, Diamond Storm, Mega Glade, and like you turn on Toxapex. It's gonna work good for you. It's gonna work well. Just has flaws.
100%. Up next, we have Helixfossil.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle. We're getting to these middle parts.
Wait, no, it's not. We have 16 coaches. I'm dumb.
We're near the middle. What you guys are going to see now is like coaches that are very, very close together in points and rankings. Because right now we're already at 16 out of 20.
Yeah.
There's not a lot higher that we can go.
Yeah, these are all the broken teams.
Yeah. So the thing that screams out to me, other than having a physical flying move on Landorus, is No Retreat Togekiss and Court Change Grafaiai. Those are the two moves that stand out to me, and that's because at +1 speed, Togekiss becomes a menace with Serene Grace Air slash flinches, and Ancient Power boosts. If you do not prep for Togekiss accordingly, you can just automatically lose. Like, the best thing about this Togekiss with No Retreat is that it's already bulky enough as it is, and it has access to Roost.
Oh, yeah.
And Prankster Court Change Grafaiai is disgusting. Helix, why? No thanks. Ooh. That's all I have to say about that. Overall, I like your offense. I like your defense. Land those power whips, or I'm coming to find you. But yeah, the other thing I want to say before I hand it over to Spirit is, it's the same thing about what I said about Vigoroth. Is does Grafaiai come every week? Because if not, you have a 25-point speed gap between Darkrai and Palafin, which are probably coming every week.
Personally, I think it's enough to force prep.
100%.
Yeah. So it's enough. It's enough to force prep so that they can't go adamant. But yeah. What do I think about this team? I really like it, but I think it feels small. I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's not a lot of members. it has everything, but just looking at it, it looks like it. I don't know what exactly it is. Maybe it's not cohesive. It doesn't look cohesive, even though it
Yeah,
does look pretty good. Maybe it's Savali being in the middle there, throwing me off.
yeah,
But
Savali,
I do. Yeah,
Savali
go ahead.
be having access to any type you needed it.
Yeah.
120 base power multi attack.
Plus close combat now.
Plus
That
CC.
that's big. That's very big for Savali. When you can like run Ghost, 120 base power Ghost move plus 120 base power fighting move, and like Sword Stance Flame Charge, that's gonna be a threat and a half. Um, Togekiss and Landorus, they do different things. I like Togekiss with no retreat. I think it's gonna be like supportive or more of its normal sets most of the time, but I think the threat of no retreat is gonna be very big. That's something you have to prep for and then play around the whole time, and then when it turns out to not be, like could throw people off. I like Sleep Powder and Darkrai too. Used to be my favorite Pokemon. A while ago with my mascot. So to see it get a sleep move is cool.
It's not
You still have to hit.
50%, but it's now
Yeah,
75.
it's still solid. It's still gonna miss a lot. But it's almost like Uber Darkrai. Um, Unfortunate that Dragon Ascent on Landorus got sniped. That would have been really sick.
Oh,
And then
100%.
power up on Palafin is gonna be nasty. Looking forward to seeing the battles with this team.
Yeah. And I better see Dottler come Helix.
I think it will. It looks solid.
I better see Dottler come to at least. I want to see it in at least 2 matches.
2 matches.
I'm coming to find you again. This is the. Etesian is the team we probably had the biggest disagreement about.
Yeah.
I feel like, first of all, Fishious Ren Mega Shark, disgusting, ooh, yuck. Yeah. There's no more words needs to be said about that. You've got a great defense and offensive core. Light of Ruin Clefable is disgusting as well. Tailwind Slowking, like your move choices are great. Even Compound Eyes, Blizzard, Galvantula. Like your move choices are great. The biggest thing I have an issue with is that Mega Shark needs to run Protect every week to make Fishious Rend good. Yes, it is still Strong Jaw boosted, but Fishious Rend doubles in power if it's faster. And a lot of mons outspeed base 105 speed. And I feel like without Mega Shark, if Mega Sharpedo is dead, this team finds it really hard to win. Yeah.
I disagree a little bit. I'll go into it now, I guess. I think Light of Ruin Clef and Searing Shot Superior are pretty solid win cons, and then like Galvantula could be the lead sticky web, or even just be Scarf as a cleaner. The same with Lucario, could also be like the E-Speed cleaning set. So I think it can win. It's just not nearly as good without Sharpedo. Sharpedo is like the cleaner you want, or the sweeper you want on this team. And if it goes down without doing its job, it gets a lot more difficult, but I don't think it's too bad. The thing I'm not the most happy with, or like the thing I'm most critical of, is maybe like the Tailwind and Auroraville on Rotom. Or Auroraville and Rotom Tailwind on Slowking. They're solid, especially for your team. You do the Chilling Reception into Rotom and get the Veil. I guess it's also probably pretty cheap. But just looking at the moves, some of them just don't seem that great. I really like the pivots on Skarmory and Gastrodon. And Light of Ruin Clef is great, of course. But like Searing Shot Superior is good and Blizzard's good. It's just like it feels very balanced. It's the same as my team, so I'm not like saying it's bad because of that, but it's just very balanced, and I think it leaves room to be prepped around and played around, maybe.
Yeah. And also you do not have a mon that breaks 120 speed. Like, your fastest mon outside of speed boost Sharpedo is superior.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, very... It's also very fire weak as well. Like, yes, you have a whole Rotom Heat and Gastrodon, and Mega Shark is...
Not a thing.
It's a
Not a
fake
resist.
resist. But yeah, I think your mid-tiers are good. It's just that there's, yeah, it does rely on Mega Shark to do its job.
Yeah, they're definitely very good. It's just very balanced, and I think in this format where they're like OP things are running around, like running rampant, getting a balanced team, as we saw with my team, kind of leads to lower standings.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Alright, moving on. At our halfway point... Oh, sorry, we can skip this guy, right? So onto WonderMelon. We have the Johnner himself. Did you know he got his doctorate in Johnning recently?
I heard, yeah, I saw in general chat.
So we have Nottadoc. Spirit, if you mind taking over, I just got a call incoming.
Yeah, go. Yeah. So, yeah, this team is something. With the Gliscor, Corviknight, Chansey, I'm not a fan, just because it's stall. It's probably pretty good though. But Tapu Lele with Armor Cannon is not okay. That's just not okay. It took all of Lele's checks, and it was like, no. None of that. Greninja with Thunderbolts, also pretty solid, I want to say. Yeah, you get the water types out of the way. Beak Blast Gliscor is heat. And you also got Will with Corviknight, so like no physical attackers are beating you. And then you're gonna run like Calm Mind Clefable and not Clefable, Tapu Lele and destroy everyone. Yeah, the Beak Blast, I'm pretty sure how it works is you start it, and then if you get hit by a contact move, then it attacks and then it burns if you get hit by a contact move, and then at the end of the turn it attacks. I don't know what base power it is. I think it's 120, and it's a flying move. So for the Gliscor, that's really solid stab. As well as like getting that chance to burn to just destroy a physical attacker that's trying to beat it. Oh, Xurkitree with Esper Wing. I saw that earlier, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah, that is.
It already has pretty solid coverage with Energy Ball, and then just getting a speed boost for like just free speed boost. It's not even like a weak move. It's a like 70 base power move with a speed boost. It's crazy. And then Victory Dance Ogerpon. I could see it being a little hard to get off, personally. Just Ogerpon seems a little frail to me a lot. Even with like the Swords Dance sets, I never really get the Swords Dance off. Maybe with Victory Dance, it's gonna be a little bit better. And you really only need one to get going too, with the +1 speed and +1 attack. And even though like the defense boost, you can run OrN Leech. So I think it's gonna be really solid. With that, Mimikyu with Whirlwind is cool. It stops one setup Pokemon for free. Any threat you can just get out of there for free, which is really solid. And then Chansey with Saw Cure. I think Crook was going to get it on Screamtail. See it on Chansey's.
I considered it. I didn't have the points, but
yeah, Saw Cure on a defensive mon that's just kind of passive like that seems really solid to me. Not looking forward to playing this team. I think if you're going to beat this team, you got to beat it fast and not lose to the offensive threats.
Yeah, so you have to outpace this team if you want to beat it. So I'm back now. Hello. Sorry, I unexpected call. I just want to say shout out to the Two Cannon Love Splash 2 Cannon. Gonna sweep 6-0 teams. No, but seriously, I like 2 Cannon as a mon. I think it's very underrated. But yeah, not stop being a Johnner. You have no spinner. Yeah, I feel like you're either gonna play without hazards, or you're just gonna default them away, your own hazards away. That's my biggest thing about this team. But yeah, having the defensive core of Gliscor, Corv, and Chansey is disgusting. And yeah,
Alright.
Spirit basically said everything else, so. WonderMelon.
I'm surprised this team got as low as it did. This is one of my higher ranking teams. One of the teams I think is best. It's like a really solid Sun team
Yeah.
with really good moves. There's nothing bad about it, really.
Except that his move choice on Goldingo.
Oh, yeah. Okay, of course.
Yeah.
No one's going to want to talk to you after this.
Yeah, there's really like I guess the only really bad thing I can touch on is your weaknesses. You look at the type chart, you have a lot of red spaces.
Yeah.
Like yeah, here you are a Sun team, with 4 Mons weak to water, ground's another big one. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with this team. Like extremely a lot of fun. Adds great support options as well. I think just the other teams slightly outpush you. And there's like 3 teams I think that we gave a 9. That I think are gonna give this team serious trouble.
Yeah. I think there's just nothing bad about this team, but then nothing like really crazy about it. Everything's just real. Everything I think is good, but nothing's broken, especially on this team. Besides maybe Sticky Web Golden Go is not fair, but
a lot of things are not fair.
Yeah, when there's Bolt Beak Chiempao running around, a play rough Iron Valiant's good, of course, but it's not Bolt Beak Chiempao good.
I guess the other thing is like your fastest one is Roaring Mid with and Meteor Mash is
it's
wrong
solid,
choice.
but
It's not because you have Iron Head.
You have Iron Head. It gives you a +1 attack boost like 40% of the time, but
if you land it, but like
if you land it,
this easily could have been a different move.
Yeah.
And I think you should
definitely could
change
have been
it.
something else.
That's the only thing that stands out is that it's your Roaring Mid is your fastest one, and Meteor Mash I think is the wrong move on it. But other than that, you have great support options, 2 Wish Passes, Sandy Shocks that can also be screens if you want it to. Fun fact, did you know you can actually activate Throat Spray through Metal Sound?
Oh yeah, because there's a sound move.
Yeah.
It only checks the sound moves.
Fun fact. Might want to use that.
I think I saw that on a Zapdos.
Up next. This guy.
Jode.
Ooh.
Ew.
The owner of NPBA is here. I'm here to get my revenge, hopefully, because last time Jode and I versed was my first season of draft or season 8, and it came down to his Tapu Lele being 2%, and he won because of Psychic Terrain. So really, it was just a skill issue on my part.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this team is like really good. I think towards the end it starts losing a little bit of its focus. But even then it's not bad.
Yeah.
Right. Like double Iron Bash Cinderace is a little questionable, I think. Especially as your first pick. It's the second move that was picked, I think. In for Cinderace, it's like okay, it's not bad. I'm glad it's like a Scizor didn't get it, or Kartana, or
Yeah.
Mawile. So like I could be happy for that, but really like I think the saving grace is that you got Glacial Lance on Zeraora round 2. Other than, like if you didn't get Glacial Lance, I think double Iron Bash would have been a bit of a blunder. But yeah, Glacial Lance pretty much saves it.
Yeah, like you just have great offense and defensive cores, like trying to break through a filter Mega Aggron with Synthesis. It's like trying to break through my Celesteela with Recover. It's like the exact same thing, but he has Filter, so it's kind of bad. It's kind of worse for me because I don't have Filter.
It's definitely gonna be a tough team to break with the pretty solid defensive. Dragon Dance or Shifu, we'll have to see how that goes. I think it could be good. I don't know how well it's gonna work. I have high hopes for it though.
I think we're gonna see a lot of Mirror Herbs running around this season.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot. Corrosive Grass, Craggsire.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall, good support options. Like you have screens from Morgrim. You have Prankster Taunt. Like Prankster Taunt is probably going to come to almost every game that he brings Taunt to, because it's just so good. And like Healing Moonlight from Arena, Defog Hippo, like you can see that Joe started running out of points very fast when it hit Tornadus. I think he had 4 points left by the time it hit Tornadus. And Trick or Treat's cool on Brambleghast. I'll give him that. It is really cool.
Yeah, I kind of wanted it on Hydreigon. If I was going to get 1 point on it, eventually I got 7-point Pokemon or a 7-point move instead. But yeah, pretty cool. I think maybe you could have got a little bit more value out of some of the mid tiers, like Hippo is just a ground type, and like you needed a ground type. But I think there could have been maybe something better that was cheaper. It could have given you more points to work with later on. I just think, some of the lower picks kind of lost some of the focus of the team, in my opinion.
I think, basically.
Yeah, but nothing's bad here. Nothing's bad.
Nothing, not at all. Like we're basically just nitpicking at this point. Like these top teams, what is it from like 10th place? We've been just nitpicking.
Yeah. Every team here is just really good.
It is.
Sketchmons makes everything really strong.
Makes everything really fun too.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on. Faulty, you are fucking disgusting. This is fucking ban worthy. Your first move pick is fucking ban worthy. Shift Gear Mega Mawile.
This has got to be one of my favorite teams. Just everything about this team is something I would want to use.
Oh my
I love it.
days. No. Is this the biggest one that we disagreed on? I think it is.
Probably, yeah.
I think this is the biggest.
You didn't like it because of the defense. But...
Yeah. With this team, I feel like because of the move choices you have given your Mons, you've basically locked Rotom into being defensive every week, even though it is Steam Eruption. Obviously, we probably should have explained this at the start. You do not have to bring the sketch move for your Mon to every battle. Just to point that out. So maybe we won't see Steam Eruption. We'll see offensive Rotom some weeks. We'll see defensive Chomps other weeks. But like you have Serena, you have Hitmontop. Can be defensive. You have Chomp. Bulky Chomp is a thing. It is one of its best sets. Honestly, probably its best set in my opinion is Bulky Chomp. I think this team is going to be a 1-for-1 playstyle, and you have to be able to kill this Mega Mawile fast, or you Mirror Herb at Shift Gear, because once this thing like gets up 1, like very few things are either going to outspeed it or live its hit.
Alright, now I love this team. This is definitely something I would use, or I probably wouldn't draft it, but I would love to use it. I love your move choices, just as like a hyper offense player myself. Like every move on this team just adds to the coverage and adds to the threateningness of each Mon. Like Shift Gear Mega Mawile is just crazy. Ice School Spirit Garchomp is great for the flying types. You get loaded dice with Scale Shot and Swords Dance and Ice School Spear now. Like, that's going to be insane. Sandseer Storm Iron Moth is just a really strong move, has a chance to burn. Great coverage for it, even though it had amazing coverage already. Just I don't know. I don't think it got Scorching Sands or anything or Earth
No.
Power. So I think yeah, Scorch or Sandseer Storm is gonna be great for it. Steam Eruption Rotom is just an upgrade over Hydro Pump always. It has a chance to burn like Scald. It's better Scald on a bulky water, and it can help in like a nasty pot set if you really want to go hyper offense. Rabombi, Scorching Sands is just like the perfect move for it. To help with the steel types on a Quiver Dance set. It's good on just a lead sticky web set. Yeah, it's just great for everything. Meloetta with Infernal Parade. I don't even know exactly what base power it is, but I think it's like Hex and it can burn, which is solid. Yeah, it's great. Serena, Drill Run, great coverage. Iron Jugulus with Malignant Chain. I don't know how much that helps. It helps with fairies, I guess. But I don't know how much Malignant Chain is gonna. Yeah, I guess fairies is the big thing. And then Hitmontop with Barbarage helps with poisoning, and then does extra damage with poison. A lot of status on this team, like Sandseer Storm burns, Steam Eruption burns, Scorching Sands burns, Infernal Parade burns, Malignant Chain poisons, and Barbarage poisons.
Yeah.
And then like 2 of those moves could power up if something's statused.
Yeah,
just a lot of great synergies on this team, I think.
Just touching on Infernal Parade, yeah. It's 60 base power, and
30% chance to burn.
Yeah, 30% chance leaving a burn, and it is like power doubles if the mono status.
It's status. Yeah, great move. I'm looking forward to seeing this team's battles, just because I'm a hyper offense player, and this team really speaks to me with the hyper offense. Has a lot of potential in that regard.
Yeah, my only thing is that I think, please, please, Faulty, be original and don't bring the same shit every week. That's all I ask. Just like shift. I think Shift Gaming and Marwell is going to come every week, but everything else in your team, please bring something heat. I beg of you, please.
Yeah.
But yeah. Moving on. Literally a 0.1 difference.
Yeah, the bear.
The cocaine bear.
Oh, I'm so scared for this thing.
Yep. So how can we explain this? E-Speed is the best move on bear.
Yeah.
By
far.
Like, I think Ryan and Ditto was 2 seats after me. And once I saw him draft Ursaluna, I'm like, E-Speed is not getting to me. Because I originally wanted E-Speed for Mega Glalie. But once I saw Ursaluna get drafted, I knew it wasn't coming to me. Yeah. This team is the definition of hyper offense. Like, yes, if we go back to this team, you see, like, really hyper offense. But this team is hyper offense with good defensive options. Defensive backbone, I should say, is the word to use. Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single check to Ursaluna. I was looking, maybe a ghost type, but even then, like, Belly Drum probably kills everything with extreme speed, even resists. And then it even gets Swords Dance. You can just Swords Dance extreme speed with a Flame Orb, and like, what checks it? It's just so strong. And then like you got Surf Bundle. Unfortunately, not the Steam Eruption, but Surf is still really good. Revelation Dance. I don't know how that works with Mega Dancy. It's based on your typing. It's based on Oriocorio's typing.
It's based off your primary type, I think.
Primary typing is Dancy.
Rock, I think.
Like primary rock. Fight rock. So that's to be like a solid rock move, I guess.
Let me have a look.
Yeah. Tailglow Raging Bolt is also just like Ursaluna in that it sets up really like it sets up fast and then just hits with a strong priority move. Also very hard to take down. So even if you could take a was it thunderclap, like you're not killing this in one hit. And then the things that can kill this one hit probably are dying to a +3 thunderclap. Just very scary. And then the Sacred Fire Jirachi too, the 100% burn chance, like yeah, I think it is 100%. Doubles. It doesn't
It
roll
doubles.
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that's just crazy. That's a guaranteed burn, and it's amazing coverage. Like, Jirachi needs coverage for steals, and this also just burns. So it's good on a defensive set, and it's good on an offensive set. It's probably the perfect move for Jirachi, honestly.
Yeah.
Besides like double iron bash, that's probably the best thing you could have gotten. And then Dragon Ascent Talonflame, I wanted this over Darmanitan. If you weren't picking it, I was. Just like Gale Wings, just being able to consistently throw this off, like throw this off, maybe kill something, switch out to preserve full HP. Just super solid for that priority. Delma is with entrainment. I don't think it really gets any move to or any ability that you want at entrainment, but
Yeah, I mean, I only get Steelworker, so
it only gets Steelworker.
yeah.
So you're giving somebody Steel Stab, I guess. I don't know. Quillfish with knockoff is great because I think we're talking about Rocky Helmets being bad for Talonflame, so now you have knockoff. Solid, and then Primplup is there, I guess.
Yeah. Touching back on the Revelation Dance, yeah, so it goes off primary typing, and the answer is primary rock, so it's basically just a stronger version of Power Gym.
Yeah, stronger Power Gym. Solid. Nothing bad to say about that.
But yeah, other than you being heavily ground weak, like 1 immunity, 1 resist, if we do not see Ursaluna at least top 3 in kill leaders, we're gonna have some issues.
Did something wrong.
Yeah, you did something wrong. We're gonna have some issues. If I get swept by the spear, I don't care. Like after the team I drafted, the nuclear winter that I'm about to start, I deserve it.
Yeah. I think this team overall isn't one of the better ones. I think there's some like overall stronger teams, but then just Ursaluna and Raging Bolts and Surf Bundle and even Sacred Fire Jirachi. Mostly Ursaluna just put this in the top 4 for sure.
Oh, 100%.
It just puts it up there.
I think if this team, like, minus Ursaluna, this team goes back, like,
quite a few
placements.
Like, if you get the other Ursaluna with, like, Boom Burst, like, this goes probably all the way down to, like, it's not that bad. Probably, like, 11.
Yeah. Moving on to our top 3. I just want to say that the top 3 on in this power ranking is so close. Like, we are nitpicking, like, we are super nitpicking to diverse these 3. I think it's like 0.2 placement per team.
No, it's more.
It's
0.4, and then it's quite a bit between first place and second place. It's 0.5 between first place and second place.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh well. But like, you get where I'm going with this. This is like, we didn't give a team a 9 before, but these teams, where are we at? Yeah, Anibunny. Yeah, so we have Anibunny. I love this team. At first glance, I didn't. Being 100% honest, at first glance, I thought this was, yeah. But actually diving into it, and when we were actually ranking these, I started to really love this team. Like, Tidy Up, Great Tusk, the speed issue, you now don't, like, the only reason you run Rapid Spin over Great Tusk is if you want to keep your own hazards, but Tidy Up also gets rid of screens, and Veil, and you still get your speed boost, and you get attack as well. So Tidy Up is like probably the perfect move for Great Tusk because it already has the coverage it needs. Bitterblade, Gorging Fire, great move. You get healed, you have stab, A lot of these are like Ceaseless Edge Meow. Yes, great. I think it's a good move, not great. But Meow doesn't really need anything except for a 5th move slot. That's really what it needs. Like Head Smash Arrow. The thing that Spirit and I disagreed on is Topsy Turvy Cliffkey.
Yeah.
I think that this is a very, very good saving grace. Because if you're like a mon on the opponent's team is getting really scary to set up, you can instantly go into Cliffkey and you have Pranks to Topsy Turvy and it switches their stats. So all their boosts become negative. So if they're +2 in attack, they become -2 in attack. I really like this team. But yeah.
I just think since there's a Morning Sun still there, like you're a Sun team too, so like you're getting 2/3 in Sun. There's Morning Sun healing right there, and I guess in like one speed tour I had like I think a heal order Klefki. It was putting in so much work. So just to see it with a suboptimal, I guess, support move, I think it could. I just think there could have been. I think Morning Sun could have been better specifically. But I don't think Topsy Turvy is bad. Like it will save you against setup if that's what you want. I just think Morning Suns will be better. Yeah, but everything else on this team is just crazy. Sun with Walking Wake, Apple Acid, Bitter Blade, Tidy Up, Ceaseless. Like this is really everything you could need on a team.
100%. Once again, you have like Pranks to T-Wave on Lipard. I think the only thing that lacks and that doesn't put it above the rest is your pivot options. Your pivot options are very limited because you have 2 U-turners, 1 parting shot, and a flip turn. Like, it's okay, but how do you get in Walking Wake from Ninetales?
Yeah.
Like,
you really just gotta hard switch it, and then you take damage, which is suboptimal.
And you're heavily ground fighting and very weak.
Yeah.
Like, if Picturant goes down, nothing stops this team from being CC spammed.
Yeah.
But
I think this team could win before it gets CC spammed. To be honest, it's so strong. Sun's just so strong with the dinos.
100%.
Alright. Ready to move on? Number 2.
Number 2. OrN. Honestly, the team that Spirit and I don't want to verse. Well, one of them anyway.
Yeah. Week 2 for me, unfortunately.
Good luck,
gonna have to bring 7 choice scarfs this next battle. That was a joke.
Jet Punch Scizor. The checks that you thought check Mega Scizor now don't.
Yeah.
Boosted Technician boosted Mega Scizor on what, a base 150 attack.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That has access to SD.
Yeah. Like you thought a fire type was gonna try to kill this? Nah. Jump punch. It's over.
Like you're gonna have to run Pasha Berry just for Mega Scizor now.
Yeah. Like what do you even do to kill Scizor at this point? You gotta like have coverage fire on something that resists water or something. Yeah, you really have to have a steel type with a fire move, which I guess Jirachi has, but man, it's so tough to take down.
Do want to say that OrN made a great change in Grace. He originally had Belly Drum Inte, he changed the Flower Trick. This is a great change. It allows you to check nice voice crack, Crook. Allows you to check water types more easily it makes Trailblaze sets a lot scarier. Because now you have a grass type move that always crits. Freeze Strike, Killer Watch Rule. This is what Spirit should have picked up for Keldeo. But
Sure.
now he can't. Honestly, this is scary as fuck. Like, your first 5 mons are super, super scary. You've picked great moves for them. And yeah, honestly, I think what this team is going to bring its first 5 mons plus one of the other 5 every week.
Yeah. I will say that the Basket Legion probably is pretty exploitable with all the water absorb mons running around from the Fishes run. Can just run no item and then basically be immune to Basket Legion. But then again, like, you probably bring your first 5 plus 1, so you're probably not bringing Basket Legion all the time. And then if you're forcing something to run no item just to check Basket Legion, like, that's probably a win for you. It's probably a win.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah. The thing, I think your bottom few mons, I think they're decent. I think they're like, it's the same thing as Jode's team, kind of. They just feel like the team, it lost its purpose with these last few mons.
Yeah.
Like, is Basket Legion the right pick for this team? I personally don't think so. I think you could have picked up a Bittermon instead. Probably a actual bulky water.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once again, we're nitpicking. Like,
also, look at those perfect stats in the type chart. Green across the board. Like, amazing.
Don't bring bug moves against this guy. Look how many resists he has for bug.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think the team in first just outdoes it.
It's something else.
Speaking of that.
Yeah.
Oh.
My days.
I just want to say that this is probably Jode and I's fault. But we both wanted Bolt Beam coverage on our electric types. Because the 2 mons that actually probably could have wanted Bolt Beak were Regieleki and Zero and Zero Aura. But we both wanted Bolt Beam coverage, so we just left Bolt Beak on the board.
I guess it's my fault too. I had Tapu Koko. Could have taken Bolt Beak. Yeah, whatever. But man, even though like Bolt Beak Chiempao is one of the biggest threats ever, the entire rest of the team is good too. Like, it's actually crazy. 1,000 Arrows Excadrill? Like, what do you do? What do you do against it? Like, actually. Like, Corviknight and Celesteal, like those flying steel types, are some of the best checks to Excadrill when I used it. And now they're not. Now they're not. Roost Tapu Fini, just amazing. It's like exactly what it needs. Secret Sword Gengar, like, now it doesn't have to hit Focus Blast. It could hit on the physical side. That just like makes Gengar even better than it already was. Torch Song Mega Sceptile is not okay. That getting a boost every time you attack, plus really good coverage for steals.
And then you can also just run Leaf Storm now because you have Torch Song.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like, I don't think it got any special boosting before this. So to get special boosting plus good coverage in one move is just crazy. And then the Stuffed Cheeks Tauros and Recycle Greedent is great too. Like, great low tiers. Glitter Tyranitar is like alright. Bubble Beam Moltres, like, okay.
They're good budget picks. That's what they are. They're budget picks.
Yeah, they're great budget. Yeah, they're great budget. Like, maybe instead of Glare on T-Tar, you could have got something better for like Moltres or Uxie.
Yeah, Same wave Yuxi is something else.
Yeah, like maybe if you drop Glare and Sidewave, maybe you have enough for the Morning Sun on Uxie, just so you can get some recovery on that, and that would make it so much better. But I think it gets Pain Split now, so
Yeah,
it's
pain
not
split and
biggest
rest.
deal.
So
Yeah, but definitely, this is the team I do not want to face. Like,
100%.
I even have a Lantern for GM power, which is like the Excadrill plus the Sceptile, like Tyranitar, Tauros,
I
Gengar, like
it's the same as me. I have a Quagsire. Like,
yeah.
yeah. You did very well here, Dad. Like, you did very, very well. Props to you and your humongous brain. Don't burst me. I'm gonna have to pull something out my ass to even not get 6-0'd. So, I think we all are.
Yeah. Man, just to get like one of the best Pokemon probably in this format, like Volbeat Chienpao gotta be up there in the top 3 best drafted Pokemon. And then just have the rest of your team be amazing on top of that. Like the rest of these teams, like the Ursaluna with Extreme Speed, one of the best. Glacial Lancera Aura, like Fish's Rend Sharpedo. Like all of those are top tier mons by far. But I think the rest of their team kind of fell off a little bit after that. Just wasn't quite as strong, wasn't to the level of those top tiers. But I think this team takes a top tier like that, and then gets a team that is nearly as good supporting it. It's just insane. God, a score of 19.3 is crazy. 19.3 out of 20.
Yeah. Like, the only reason, and once again, I'm nitpicking, this thing get a 10 from me is you have a 25-point speed gap between Gengar and Pal. Like,
Yeah.
I'm heavily nitpicking this.
Yeah, you get to run Modest on Coco.
Yahoo, I get to run Modest on a Lecky. Or Adamant.
Yeah, this is far and away the best team in my opinion. Just
Same.
without a doubt.
But yeah, guys, that is the power rankings for Orre. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you, Spirit, for giving me your time to join me in this adventure.
This has been great. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Be sure to keep an eye out for week 1, because that's going to be the start of our nuclear winter. Hey, so honestly, winning is second nature to me at this point. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to bring heat sets. I literally made it to playoffs and missed out on semi-finals by 2% with an all-starter team.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep an eye out. Nuclear winter is coming, and people better prepare hard, because I'm coming in, and I'm coming in hot or cold, I guess.
Yep. Really looking forward to the season myself. A lot of really cool teams, a lot of really cool players. Really excited to see the games this season.
100%. If I have the time, and this is if, because at the moment I don't. If I have the time, I would love to bring back the weekly watch-throughs or recaps that I did last season for NPBA. But this time, if I do, I'll be streaming it on YouTube and not Twitch, just because it becomes a lot easier for me, because I can leave the live streams up on YouTube and not have to upload.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Spirit. And slam your keyboards in the comment sections. I'm ready. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys for my team analysis, where I will go in depth on our nuclear winter strategy. But yeah, until next time, guys, stay safe, be yourself, and peace. Spirit, say bye.
Oh, bye.